Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. In this video, I'll give you a quick overview of the main functions and features of the Bode Analyzer Suite, or for short, BAS. Everything shown here applies to both the Bode 100 and Bode 500. If you haven't installed the software yet, head over to omicron-lab.com. You'll also find the link in the video description. Head over to Downloads, Bode Analyzer Suite, and scroll down and press Download. In this video, I'm using BAS version 3.52. When you open the software, you'll see the start page. Before continuing, make sure your Bode device is connected to your computer via a USB cable. To connect the device in BAS, choose your Bode device from the list when starting the BAS software. In my case, there are several devices available on the network. Depending on your setup, you may only see one device. Once you select your device, you can now select the wanted measurement. Here on the left side of the screen, you can set up your measurement. You can set the start and stop frequencies, the sweep type, either linear or logarithmic, number of points, attenuator levels, and the receiver bandwidth. The fewer number of points you select means that you get a faster sweep but a lower resolution. Here you can choose between constant and variable. The variable option lets you adjust the output level over frequency. You can increase the source level for more gain. What it basically does, it amplifies the output signal to that you set it to. Increase the attenuator if you get a receiver overload, or decrease the attenuator to improve signal to noise ratio. The receiver bandwidth affects speed and reduces noise. In the chart region, the measurement results are displayed. Right-clicking in the graph region opens a context menu. I'll only touch on this shortly, since later during the live measurement I'll be using the context menu again. I'll mention the important options. Optimize fits the measurement curve to the chart. You can copy the image to the clipboard to use, for example, in documentation. Cursor 1 and Cursor 2 offer two main functions, find and track. With find you can locate the minimum, zero crossing, or maximum of a trace. And with track, the cursor automatically follows the minimum, zero crossing, or maximum as the measurement changes over time. Here you can choose what measurement and which result format is displayed in each trace. The y-axis scale can also be changed. Additional measurement traces, such as math, expressions, circuit fits, and memories are also displayed here. Saved traces are also shown here in this region. By right-clicking on the name of the trace, here, for example, trace 1, you can change the name of the trace or change the style of the trace, such as color or thickness. Let's now look at the ribbon bar. The ribbon bar has a lot of useful features. Let's start under the Home tab. New, Open, Save, and Save As work as you would expect, so we won't spend much time on those here. What you may not know about are the Export and Report features. With Export, you can save your measurement results in several formats, including CSV, Excel, PDF, or Touchstone. You can also export the calibration report in the same way. The Report feature generates a ready-to-share PDF report of your measurements, making it easy to document and send your results quickly. Here you have your continuous and single sweep and stop buttons. Impedance/reflection opens a window showing the current internal configuration of the connected Bode. The calculated sweep time is also shown in this window. Here under impedance calibration, you can choose between a full range or user range calibration. For further information, please check out our application note on our website. Under the measurement tab, you can find data memory. This creates a new memory trace which saves the measured curve as a trace. The visibility of the trace can be turned on or off at any time in the trace settings region. The math feature is meant for simple calculations, such as the sum of two measurements or the difference between a measurement and memory trace. The add expression feature is meant for more complex calculations. The circuit fit feature is super handy if you want to create equivalent circuit models of measured, real-life components. You can even export the circuit fit as a SPICE model. In the View tab, under Auto Axis Placement, you can either split the graphs in two traces using the one axis per chart feature, or keep them together with one axis per chart. I prefer the split view to analyze curves because it makes the measurement results appear in two graphs, which is more appealing for me. Under the Cursor tab, you can add a cursor to the measurement, or with cursor calculation. This is used to do basic and advanced phase margin calculation, as well as the resonance frequency and quality calculation, and probably the most used feature, the stability margin calculation. The cursor table displays the values of the movable cursors that are attached to the traces shown in the result diagrams. One can also set a frequency or trace value where the cursor should jump to. I will now show you some extra features that are useful while performing measurements. For this, I have connected a quartz crystal to the Bode 100 using the series through measurement method. For this example, I'll set the start frequency to 10 MHz and the stop frequency to 15 MHz. I'll change the sweep type to linear and I'll perform a user range calibration. Under the View tab, I'll also change the axis placement to one axis per chart. I will now start a continuous sweep. As you can see, the trace of our quartz is quite small. Holding the left mouse button and dragging it to the bottom right zooms into the trace. You can also zoom out using this method from holding the left mouse button and dragging it from the bottom right to the top left. As I'm zoomed in here, you can clearly see that the trace kind of looks funny. Using the Get from Zoom feature, updates the start and stop frequency from the current zoomed view. But now the trace is still cut off at the top and at the bottom of the graph. To fix this, right-click and press Optimize. If I now want to see where the minimum and maximum of trace 1 is, I can right-click again, but this time I'll select Cursor 1, Find, and Minimum. As you can see, the minimum value is now displayed in the cursor region table. If I want to look for a specific value, I can also input it in this table. I'll now also show you the Save as Memory feature in action. To save the trace as a memory, you can either press the button at the bottom of the trace region or up top on the ribbon bar. Up top on the ribbon bar, click on Measurement and Data Memory. As you can see, Memory 1 appears on the right-hand side of the screen. By double-clicking on the name, you can change the name of the memory. To disable the trace, click on the checkbox. I will now touch the quartz, and as you can see, the original trace in green is visible. This was a quick overview of the Bode Analyzer Suite software. If you have any other questions, check out our user manuals on our website. Thanks for watching.